back and forth.
Yeah, weird.
And there we go.
That's it.
And now we are active. One.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Litt Room. I am Harper Soul, accompanied by Troy Kelly and Yinka for this week's Litt Room. It is just the three of us, but we are bringing it all to you from many different angles. So we just hope that you are entertained, and please feel free to use the chat to chat and put anything that you may like that we can talk about. We can pick it up and and make it of use.
Absolutely.
Once again, I am Harper Soul. A little bit about me. My single just dropped called Blue Sky. I'm very excited about that. You can find it on all the media, from Spotify to YouTube to Pandora. It's Tidal. It's everywhere. It's out there. It's called Blue Sky, and my name on the screen is Harper Soul. I'm the artist, the composer, and the songwriter. So please go check that out when you can. Give it a listen to. I will be saying that before we get started. And the last thing I will mention is to please go check that out. Troy Kells, what's good with you, man?
Yeah, man. We are back at it again. We are back here with the Litt Room. Just been trying to delve back into my tech work. I'm just trying to expand some of my career horizons. So dabbling back into my voice work items, tech stuff, marketing for a couple of different businesses in the Bronx now. And I think I have one client who just reached out to me the other day. But of course, just hosting events. It's my birthday week. So, I'm turning 1,617. Been around for a long time, and it's just good to be here and alive,
Tell us about your the TK experience.
The TKX is the Troy Kells experience. Yeah, it's felt a little better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
TKE.
no, I get it.
I know there's an E before the X, but still,
right.
The X,
No, I got you.
The Troy Kells experience is more about, it's what I've been doing at Offside with Yinka. But it's trivia with karaoke, with me performing throughout the night, and and DJing in between. Just keeping the energy up and alive and afloat. We worked a lot of spots. We were at Offside. I'm at Populares now. I'm gonna be at Cheers this Saturday. We'll be back at Offside Friday. We'll be at Populares this Thursday. So we're picking up some steam, with a few things, which is great. But it's something a little more unique than just simply, oh, it's karaoke. That's all you get. You get, a little bit of performances. You get some good music that kind of keep you dancing. That keeps the energy up and afloat in a good way. So that's what we're working on right now. But the Game and Arts Union is still here. Me and Yank are going to be doing some events. We're just trying to find some other venues that might also like what we do. And we know it's been difficult out here in New York. I'm not sure if it's the same down by you, but the nightlife, the club life is just very different now. And people are just not spending money. And that's also because we're really still in an actual recession, and it's just not being talked about. That's honestly also it. So it's difficult. It's difficult for venue owners. It's difficult for being a New Yorker. Things are very different, and very expensive. Very expensive. So just rolling with the punches, man. Kind of how it goes.
Yinka, what's good, Yinka?
What's going on?
What you got going on your side of the town?
Again, this always still working on trying to get this a board game going. That's gonna give me a real graphical designer to draw up the board for me. Working on that, a little thing on the side.
Oh, wow!
I'll talk about that a little more later.
Okay. All right, because I'm interested now. Shoot, that's what's up.
But other than that, just all the fun games that I need to try to play, which I can't get to.
Yeah.
And like World of Warcraft, just had expansion today. We did play that. You know, it's funny. Like one of my boys, I got him to play Magic with me, and he's been calling me this past few weeks because Magic they start doing other IPs in their thing. You know, it's called Universes Beyond. It's a very, very, very big divide of that community because of it. Because there's people who've been playing forever. Like I've been playing since the '90s. Since it first came out, and but those people are like they don't want extra new IPs in there. Whereas other people, again, introduce new people to the game, so they're like, "Oh, this is cool. Look at my like Lord of the Rings that came out, and I mean, even if you don't play Magic, you might have heard about the whole One Ring situation where Post Malone bought the ring for like $2 million. So yeah, so that's the reason. Like when Assassin's Creed came out, my boy just found out, so he's gonna call me about that. That's been, it's always interesting. He call me, "Yo, I'm trying to get these Assassin's Creed cards." I'm like, "Oh, sir, I'm not selling drugs. I don't have them." But but it's always a fun. It's a fun conversation when when somebody's really enthusiastic about something that I like.
And that's what's up. That's what's up.
Besides that, again, just working.
But no, yeah, man, you got to. Let's open the floor up. I was talking to you guys before Troy let me know we weren't live. I was talking to you guys about the difference in our lives between being single, being a bachelor, and then being in a relationship. And I would love to get your thoughts on that topic, and what sticks out to you, or what hit you as the main difference in all of those, in all those three categories.
I've never been married, but almost a time or so. Single life, I always view it like this. When I'm single, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have a good time. I don't have anyone to answer to but myself at that point, and God. So I'll go out and I'll have fun, and I'll entertain whatever may come, and I'm not normally looking, per se either, because I'm pretty driven, when it comes to like getting my career stuff going and work stuff going. But being in a relationship, I'm definitely a lot more relaxed. I'm only going to do stuff that I want to do with someone that I care about, that I want to do that with. And when I'm single, I'll sleep all day and be out all night. when I'm involved or taken, like, I'm spending my time on the phone with this person, I'm going out on dates with this person, we're doing stuff together, or we just happen to be in the house a lot and watch movies and hang out and cook and just spend time with each other. So that's kind of the way that I am. I'm not super friendly, when I'm taken, if I'm saying, I'm like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" Whatever. So it's just certain kind of restrictions, I guess you could say, that makes sense to me. And to me, it's a natural flow. I'm not going to be out partying with my significant others at home.
Right.
There's no point. I'm not going to, there's no reason for me to go out. I'm not single. There's no point in that for me.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that the way you are in New York, I've come down, I've seen how you operate. People seem to just flock towards you. Men, women, it doesn't matter. Do you think that could be a negative kind of spin on any relationship that you may try to get in?
Yeah, not all of them, but yes, it definitely can. It goes from if I'm trying to just have some one-on-one time with my girlfriend, and this has happened in the past, and people are like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, Troy, what's going on? I saw you sing the other day, or blah blah blah," and they kind of want my attention, and it can be disrespectful to the person I'm with, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm not really here to talk about this right now. I just want to spend some time with my girlfriend, or spend some time with the person I'm with." And sometimes they don't get the hint, and I got to be like, "Listen, we can talk another time. I appreciate this, but I'll talk to you later."
So you notice you have to cut it short at times.
Absolutely. I don't want anyone to feel like, hey, there's a lot of attention on him, and then the person I'm with is getting left out, which it's hopefully you're not a jealous person, because it happens enough where it's like, I'm apologizing where I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't expect this to happen.
Yeah.
I never really expect it to happen. I'd rather stay in the cut and stay chill and not even be seen 9 times out of 10. But that happens enough where I'm like, okay, thank you. I really appreciate it, but I gotta, I'm just here to relax. I'm here to chill. So yes, it is. It can be an issue. It definitely can. Yeah.
Now I know Yinka, you and I, we have a different sort of, hedge in the game. I'll ask you, how have you gone from, single to the bachelor to being with your significant other now? How have those three things, how have they changed drastically?
All right, well, strap
Or
in.
how have
Let's
they
go.
not?
Strap in for the story. All right, so I'm 42 now. So we're going to start back at like 18, 16. So everybody who knows me, my sister's been like a big influence in my life. I love her, blah, blah, blah. So there was one thing my sister had said to me back when I was like no teenager. She had said to me that if you get in a relationship with anybody, there's only two outcomes. You're going to get married or you're going to break up. Right? Now, again, it was just something she said. It wasn't like, take it to heart. My ass took it to heart. That became my Bible. That was my mantra.
Wow.
And you're saying that's how I approach relationships because of that. Now again, I always want to be with somebody. I'm married now, so obviously that was a goal.
Yes.
But again, I'm 42. Right? It took a very long period of time for me to meet somebody. I've literally, when it comes to dating, in that time, I've only dated 2 other women.
Wow.
That I just called my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And aside from that, it was just I was single and entertained ladies. Again, I was a whore. I was in the streets. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
What a street.
And lives in the back. So anyway, but yeah, like I said, but throughout that time, again, there were people I met during that time, throughout those years, that they weren't terrible women or anything like that. Some of them were, but 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 it was still a matter of if it didn't work out one way or the other for whatever reason, or even like the women who I didn't entertain. It was like again, like I thought about, do I want to date this person, and then it's like if I date them again, my thought is, first question, can I wake up to your face every single day for the rest of my life?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm thinking. Like if I'm in my, I turn over, look at you, I want to see you every day. We'll make it past that part. Then we have rants already.
Yeah.
But then even just past that, it's again, it was still just always like that was my thought process. Thinking about it, like then like, do I want to spend the rest of my life with this person? And again, like I said, not saying that every single other female I ever met was a terrible person. There's some people maybe I felt like I just would have been the right person for them.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
So things like that. So but like I said, it was a long, again, like the time period between my 2 girlfriends was 13 years.
Wow.
So I was single for 13 years, right? So then it wasn't until 2012 I dated a person, then until I got to 2018 where I met Janae. And then again, then me and her, then that was okay. Like I finally felt like I'm the right person. She's not, because I was throughout that time period. Majority of my friends are females. Again, I was in the streets. So like I said, I got to meet somebody who's not jealous, somebody who's accepting of me. But again, I don't think I'm a terrible person. I'm not like I'm cheating on you, bitch, and call bitch, and do this. I'm not that. I'm not that person. Again, I'm trying. Again, as much as I was a whore, I was still out there trying to find someone. I was still trying to find that right person. I wasn't trying to settle.
Right.
And it was a long journey. It was a long, very long journey.
Yeah, you gotta find someone that matches your crazy, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think all women are crazy. I don't give. I think every single woman is crazy. But you got to find the crazy you can deal
find
with.
Someone that matches your crazy.
Yep, exactly. If they find crazy you can deal with, that you're okay with. Like, okay, so we got level 5. I can do a 5.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And my ex will never see this because screw her anyway. But yeah, because my ex I had before. Again, I tell you I tried. But she was abusive. She was a hit me. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm 6'4", 3+ pounds. I can't hit back. I mean, I don't hit females to begin with, you know, but yeah, and like it was like I had a car back then, you know. It came to that point. Like I had picked her up one time. I brought some cake. Was driving back. I don't know what argument we got into. All I know that the cake was on my face. She's reaching for the steering wheel. I literally had to snuff her, like the snuffer to the side of the car. I was like, you ain't killing me.
I don't want to go there.
And that was the final straw. That was the final straw. Like in fact, they're like, well, you tried to kill me, but I had to put my hands. Like I literally had like again, I was just holding you back so I didn't die.
Yeah.
But I got pushed. I got pushed to that point. You know, and it was like that was it. I feel like I'm a good person. I try my best. You know, maybe like you know. And that's the strange thing about abusive relationships. You know, you start thinking like, damn, what am I doing that's causing that person to do this to me?
Yeah.
You know, whereas no, that person shouldn't hit you. Period. No matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying like if you're having a conversation, have a conversation.
Right.
If you're talking, you talk. You know, that's it. It's not come to blows.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like if you feel that way, walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was a very my life is definitely a very interesting journey.
You know, so how do you feel now? Is it Jane? How do you feel now with where you are?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, so now again, like, so I met Janae in 2018. So I met Troy.
Yep.
You know, and again, we had our journey. It was nothing bad. Like I don't have like bad things to say about my wife, honestly. You're saying it wasn't like there was nothing.
Oh, that's a good idea. I second that.
Like, talking to you.
Come here, man. We're talking about you now.
My video go off now. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
You just say it says disconnected where Yankees name is.
What's up, Queen's Panther 101? Ready for you.
Go come back to meet Janae in the seat.
Right, exactly. It's like I'll be taking over for Yankees.
I'll finish the podcast.
Right. Direct all your questions to me and me alone.
Yeah, so again, I've had it's been a great time with her, and then obviously, again, I felt like she was one.
Absolutely.
So I was like, you know what, marrying her. Because then I told her, and then even like when we started like dating per se, like I was just always call her wife. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I knew where I was going, I knew what I wanted,
and that's it.
And now we're here. Been happy.
Kudos to you and wifey for that.
Yeah, man. So what about you, Jay? Harper? What's up?
I was
your journey.
My journey was my journey was like Sonic, the Hedgehog. I was just trying to get the rings, bro. I was trying to get the ring. I was just, going up and down and doing this, but I realized that I had so low. I was insecure, but and I masked it. I masked it with masculinity, with I'm good. Like, I could walk in and I could pull in. I masked my insecurity with that. So I only clung to women that would cling to me. And then realizing that, you know what, that's probably not the best idea for raising my security, one, right? For believing in myself, two, because if I'm only surrounding myself by around people that don't look to elevate me, then I am in fact going down. It's like crabs in a barrel, right? No matter how much you want to get out, they're always just pulling you down, but not intentionally, but by design. Like that's just how it goes. I remember growing up in reading the Bible, and it says like bad association spoils useful habits, and I was like, that makes no sense. But it makes perfect sense if you're looking at it in a way in which, like, wow, if I do only associate with people that think like this, then how would I ever grow? right? Especially if they're not elevating themselves.
Right.
And then so from being single to dating, that was one experience. And then the dating experience itself was kind of like, man, why do we have to go through this and then that, only to go back, you know? But then taking someone serious enough to being like, you know what? Like you said, Yinka, can I wake up next to this person? And not just wake up, can I wake up and looking over there while she's asleep and being like, yeah, like this is it. This is why I stay. Even when I'm mad, like even when I'm angry. You know what I mean? Because you can't harbor resentment in your sleep unless you're dreaming about, either the other person cheating or, whatever's going on. But the expression that I see on my wife's face when she's sleeping is not one of malice, right? She seems like she looks safe. She seems like she is loving. She seems like she's there for me, even in that kind of mode. So I appreciate that. And I can see the differences between being single, being a bachelor, belonging to someone.
Yeah.
I asked that question. It came up. I thought of that question when I thought about Troy, because Troy has, he has a fan club. That's the man. And in New York, he is a local celebrity. So I was like, yo, I wonder, like, when all is said and done, how he's going to deal with someone like taking him serious. You know what I mean? And that's how I thought of that question.
It's, and it's funny you mentioned that, because I think, maybe Yinka, you can co-sign on this. Even though I'm hosting events and I'm out, I'm pretty to myself. I'm friendly and I meet everybody and say hello, but I roll pretty solo. I roll for the most part very, very solo by myself. I don't really.
But even that's by design. Like that's by design, right?
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen. You never know where you're going to go home. You never know when you're going to go home.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it kind of makes sense to do that.
True.
And not get yourself jammed up and not really put yourself out there too much. But there is a caveat to that too, because by rolling solo, you do miss out on opportunities that you could have had if you did. Like, let's say you're hosting and, you do a great job like you're always doing, and it's time for you to pick up the microphone. Now, everyone pays attention to the person that's hosting. Right. The moment you're done singing the song, I don't care if it's Piano Man or whatever song you plan on singing, it attracts the people like freaking moths to a flame. And then they come to you, and then you do the whole humble thing, like, oh, thanks, I appreciate it. and look, I came to New York. I came to New York for my bachelor party, and I'll never forget. He was singing Piano Man, and there was a dude and a woman. They were together. The dude broke away from her. Come tell him, yo, I've never heard, and I never heard it sang like that before either. But there was no way that I would have walked away from my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife, to go tell this man, you are amazing, sir. Like, we would have went together, like, but there's no way I would have been just like, baby, I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? I got to just tell him. But I seen it firsthand, and I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. And so that's what made me think of that question. I was just like, yo, it's crazy, but it's a good question to bring out, because when you ask men, and that's why I wish like Aya was here, because at least one woman I wish was in this thing so we can ask her.
Yeah.
But when you ask men,
Oh, she's actually on. She's
Oh,
watching this right
word.
now, which is hilarious.
I wish he was here because I would love to hear it from a woman's perspective, because this is important. Like we may miss something in our 3 stages of I don't know what you would call it, our 3 stages of being with someone, right? We're being with ourselves, we're being with someone else, and then we're being with someone else for long term. And so I'm in my 40s. I'm 42. So I know that when I met my wife, and I remember the exact date that I knew she was going to be my wife. I knew that came with a lot, and it wasn't just going to be, rainbows and I don't know what else they say, but it wasn't just going to be a walk in the park. But there were some things, because we all come with baggage.
Mhm.
So that's why I thought of that question for all of us to talk about, because I thought it was important through different modes of our life.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned everything about how Troy, because again, I when Troy sings, like, again, you just stand next to Troy, just like, oh,
Oh
him?
yeah, you.
Yeah, I pick up the drip.
Yeah, I'll take the drip.
I gotta sing. I was home next to him. Like, yeah, I know.
Right.
Oh my god!
But I was going to say that I was thinking about a conversation last week where we was talking about strippers and bartenders. So technically, Troy falls into that category.
Yeah. He's definitely in
what
the service industry.
Oh,
Yeah.
And we talk about like how like those women always attract, like they talk to so many men, they got the choice to pick and choose and da da da. So yeah, so he's like, yeah, you fall into that category. You are a stripper and a bartender, Troy.
You know what? If that's the case, then I guess I'll speak on that behalf. You do meet a lot of people. There's some degree you have. I guess you have a nice amount of people to choose from, quote unquote. And I am a very particular person when it comes to who I date, or who I want to associate with. I'm very much so like, I'm not here to embarrass you. If I'm with you, I'm up on the up and up to do the right thing by you. And if I choose you, that's a big deal for me. I don't have a lot of free time as it is. So if I spend a lot of time with you, if I reach out to you, if I'm hanging with you, if you see me, if we're together a lot, that means a lot. That means something. Because I don't tend to normally roll with a lot of women, or a lot of people, period, in all honesty. But
right.
Me and Yank might link up when we can. Me and you might link up when we can. But I tend to roll solo. So when people see me with a woman, or they're like, "Oh, who's this? So what's going on? What's up?" It can be a bit of a big deal, because I chose you to spend time with compared to maybe someone else or whatever. I don't think and there's a lot of amazing people out there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is New York City. You come across people every day, all the time, 24/7.
Yeah.
So when you find someone that really catches your eye, you're like, wow, that's, this person's really amazing. This person's really cool. It is unique and very special. But I am also very standoffish when I'm working. I'm working. I don't want people to be like, yo, Troy's always going crazy. Always talking to this person, doing that. Like I'm very much about getting stuff done and, being professional when it comes down to the things I'm doing, and especially in the public eye, because you just never know.
You are strategic in that aspect, I would say.
I'm trying. It's not easy, but I try. But we, it's a lot of fun, and I love meeting all the new people, and I love being social and having fun. But I'm still very particular about how I move and who I want to be involved with and things of that nature. So,
do you guys think that? Well, let me rephrase it. What do you guys think about being? Do you think that you need to be uncomfortable at some point in your life in order to be willing to grow in your life?
I do.
Yeah.
What do you say, Yanka?
I said I do. I think so.
You do. You think you need to be uncomfortable in order to grow?
I don't mean like, let me just burn my house down uncomfortable.
No.
but like a level of it. So let's see. So let's say it's my job, right? So unfortunately, I got let go, right? Over a month ago, and then I got a new job now.
Yeah.
Right? And again, the new job, it's similar to what I'm doing, but I'm getting paid more, and it's simple work, so it's a good thing. But what I had of left my job before, even like if somebody offered me more money, no, I probably wouldn't have because I was very comfortable.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just started working from home after I've been working outside for like X amount of years, like over 20 years.
Right.
So now I'm like I work from home. Like that changed my life working from home. Especially getting married, as having time to do things. Like it changed my life. So I was like, oh shit, So I was like, so like even because I got offered like other jobs, but I was like, nah, I don't want to go there. But then now being let go, okay, that was a very uncomfortable thing.
Absolutely.
There wasn't like there was no 2-week warning, wasn't no heads up. It was just I got a call on Thursday, like, all right, bye. And I was like, well, then shit. I'm looking around. They're like, mail back your stuff. And I'm sitting here like, what do I do? I got to tell my wife. Like it's that's so yeah. Like I feel like it's like that type of situation. It's very uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
But again, like I said, but it's as long as you can move forward from it. So again, like so I was able to talk to some people, and they got the new job now. Again, I said I'm getting paid more. It's hybrid, so like I'm home and out, so that's not bad at all. I got to travel. I got to be traveling. I can travel. So again, I got a lot of things worked out. Yeah. For something even, but I wasn't gonna change because I was so comfortable.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you had to be uncomfortable. In your situation, you were forced to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
In order to move. Yeah. Okay. In order to grow.
But I also always thought that too.
Oh, okay.
Because even like with my wife, she's thinking about changing jobs.
Yeah.
For her to do that again, that'd be very uncomfortable for her.
Right.
Right. So I tell her that all the time. I tell her, I'm like, you gotta. Again, I said you gotta be in an uncomfortable position. So you can move forward to something else that's gonna make you better.
Yes.
So I agree 100%. I say that. I appreciate that too. So yeah, I agree.
That's a great answer. I back that up 100%. Co-sign on that.
Yeah.
Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say so. The person you're going to be with while you are together and you gel with that person, you're not 100% a perfect match, which is, you're going to be pushed out of your comfort zone, which is necessary sometimes to, as Yinka said, to be able to experience new things. And you might really like that. You might want to do that. There's certain things I would have never experienced or tried unless my significant others that I, dated didn't say, try it or do this. And you attempt it or you learn something new and do something new, taste something new.
Because as a man, we are simps and we will try what the woman says.
I mean, within means, within means. I'm down to some degree, if it's like something super embarrassing or something like, I gotta be prepared to, but
oh, no.
yeah, like, I'm allergic to shellfish, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
when it came to sushi, I didn't have sushi until like maybe 3-4 years ago.
I feel like as a black person, we don't have sushi for a very long time.
And I always thought sushi may have had, well, some of them have crabs, some of them have different things.
Yeah.
So I was very ignorant to the different types of sushi and the kinds I could have and the kinds I couldn't have. So I was like, listen, I'm allergic to shellfish. She was like, no, well, some of them have shellfish, and then you can get ones with veggies, you can get ones with this and that. So, in the end, I really did like it. I was kind of anti-raw fish for a long time, and I was like, oh, this is great. I like this now. That was a good example of me now, getting out of my comfort zone where I'm used to eating certain things. And now I'm like, okay, let me try some sushi. Oh, this is really good. I like this. Okay, this is great. So yeah, I think it's necessary to grow. It is. And I think it's always necessary to try new things and level up. And it's easy to get into a rut where you're doing the same old. And I was doing that for a long, long time. And I still have that habit. I'm still trying to break to this day, in certain aspects.
Yeah.
But when you learn something new, you master something new, that's an amazing feeling, and it's a cool new experience that you would have never had before. If I never took the chance to sing in front of my parents and sing at an event when I was a kid in high school, I wouldn't be a singer today. It was me being. I used to be super shy. Can you believe it? I didn't really talk that much.
Not at all.
I know, isn't that crazy? I was super shy, quiet, the quiet kid in the back of the classroom, cracking jokes every so often on the low. But after I sang that one time, I lost my mind. And I've been hosting events and cracking jokes and hanging out. I'm probably the loudest person in the room now. But it was all from taking that chance. I had to break my own comfort zone to get here. And so it is important and it is necessary to do that. And even talking to the people that you want to talk to. I mean, when it came to meeting your wives, you had to sit there and muster up the courage to be like, I need to talk to this person. I need to speak to this person. I want to, get to know this person. They don't know you from jump. You got to put on your best foot forward. You got to put on that, and it might be a little bit nerve wracking to be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Or to ask this person out or to see what's up. But you got to take that chance. We had to break out of that comfort zone where we could have been single at this point in time in life, but you guys didn't. And now you guys have your families and you have your new nucleuses for your family. So
I want to circle back and talk about that when we get a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
I agree. I did the same thing you did, Jay. So I don't want to jump on your bandwagon, but I agree with the both of you. I think sometimes you got to be uncomfortable in order to grow, whether that's in life, whether that's in a relationship. But that is not always the most comfortable thing to do, right? And it's not always the easiest thing to do. Like, man, I dislike arguing like a mug. Like I abhor it. So much so that I'll give myself an out, but it doesn't necessarily help the situation in the moment. So I always think about things logically, and I'm like, well, then maybe I need to try something new. Maybe I need to, talk about it in the moment. Maybe it'll help me in the moment. Man, that is one of the most difficult things to try to capture. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm angry right now, or I'm upset, or I'm disappointed. But let me just twist that around and use it to, to become uncomfortable enough to talk about it. That, as a man, I think for me, that is so annoying that I can't grasp it in the moment, and so I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it, and I'm still working on ways in which to better myself through being uncomfortable. It's not easy. And, I know you guys just talked about it and you made it sound easy, but I know it's not easy. And judging on what you were talking about and how you made it your own Yinka and how you made it your own Troy and how you still deal with it, I'm like, yeah, no, that's I'm good, because I don't. There's nothing I do outside of my comfort zone that makes me be like, yeah, and I'll just do it like this from now on. No, it is so difficult to continue or to duplicate. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing it like that. No, at least for me, I don't find any joy and I don't find any easiness trying to make myself uncomfortable or allowing myself to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
No, it makes sense. I mean, who wants to be uncomfortable? Just say it, like, but it's just, and no one's saying you got to live there.
Right. And and that's a good point, because I do think that I have to, pay rent in order to, you know what I mean? In order to just stay in there for a little bit so I can learn enough so I can leave and be good. Nah, But you're right. No one has to. No one says there's not a rule that says, well, you have to stay there for 24 to 72 hours.
Yeah.
It's not a fun place to be.
Yeah, but your current uncomfortable zone may become your new comfort zone. We're evolving. We're evolving people. It's. I feel a lot more comfortable having sushi now. I'm still leery about
Same.
how it mixed, but I'm a lot more comfortable now. But I don't feel like, I don't know if I'm going to be sick in this date today.
Right.
And this date is going to be ruined by me projectile vomiting all over this restaurant.
Right.
I'm so sorry. All over her dress, like a movie or something. Or look like Hitch when his face is.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
So those are real things for me that I had to really worry about. Like, well, I need an EpiPen right now.
Yes.
If I'm going to get, go to seafood spots and they may have cross-contaminated some of their stuff. Which is
true. That's very true. Absolutely. So you have to think about that when you're going to be like, ugh, like I have to be uncomfortable for this whole meal and after, because I don't know how I'm going to be as a result to me eating this.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm always over analyzing everything as it is. So I'm worried about the possibilities of what could go wrong and how can I attempt to minimize these issues.
Yeah.
And you don't want to put that on the person that you're dating because you want them to have a good time. You don't want to, be like, hey, I got this thing. So
but you also don't want to die in the process.
No. Absolutely not.
You don't want it to be your last seafood, sushi roll.
Exactly.
Because somebody messed up and contaminated it with, mussels.
Exactly.
Or crab meat.
Yeah. Shoot, I remember having a date in Hawaii, and I had crab legs for the first time, and I took the chance. And I was like, at first, I was a touch nauseous, and then it went away, and it was okay. I was like, okay, cool. And I started eating them, running through these things. Oh, this is great. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
So at the end, after everything's said and done, like an hour later, I get off the boat, and I'm like, man, that's crazy. I had such a good man, it's great. Man, I went into a Starbucks. I'm like, I'm sorry, can I just get some ice, please? I had webs and broken out all over my face, my chest, my back. There's a picture of me in Hawaii in a Starbucks where they took a picture, and I'm like this with ice on my face,
looking like Will Smith from here.
Yeah, pretty much. And I took the chance, and I was like, the crab legs are great. I never ate them ever again. But at the same token, I learned a lesson. I am allergic, and I could have. It could have been much worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could have been much worse. So I learned my lesson, and we're colored by the experiences that we have.
Mm-hmm.
The people that we date, who we are, people that we're with. Those things color the things that we do. The politics between, as I call it, the male-female politics, and our experiences are what color how we interact with each other. And the person you dated today, and Yinka talked about his two exes, and I could talk about my exes, and Harper can do the same. We've evolved from those situations. We have experienced these things. We have been pushed into situations that we didn't like. We've been pushed into places that we didn't expect, and we become better people for it. And we know what we don't want. We know how we might want to do better. We know what we might want to do differently. And who we might want to be involved with because of what we experienced with the last people that we were with. So they're all learning experiences. If we didn't have those learning experiences, if we didn't get pushed into those sadly bad, uncomfortable experiences,
right,
we wouldn't be in the trajectory of where we are today now, where you guys are married, I'm single, but more career driven, and refocused, where I was in a serious relationship not too long ago, and I was gung ho in that direction, but things can change because of outcomes. It's kind of how it goes,
All good points. All very good points.
So the topic I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And I guess it all ties in everything we've just been talking about. But it's so we got to go back to our 20s here. Maybe 18. We're single. That's all that matters.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about while we talk about everything. I was thinking about Like they're trying to approach a female like at random, like on the street or even at a club, and just trying to just say, "Hey, what's your name?" or anything. Period. Start any conversation. If you're not blessed with a gift of gab, because growing up, there was one kid I knew. His name was Charles. If Charles, you ever see this, my nigga, where you at? Holla. Anyway, but yeah, like this man, he could walk up to any female on the street. And I never got to hear what he said because you both don't go, But he just talked to her and like, yo, got the number, and we had to write it down, kids. We had the phones back then, but
Facts.
Little black books.
I had a black book, but most majority, almost everybody I know, again, like you see, we could go any club and we see a nice little lady dancing, be like, oh, look at that girl, and even like, okay, I love to dance because I was in the regular clubs with my people. I would try to go dance with a girl, and they'd be the normal, I don't want to dance with you, or maybe she will dance, but then like you try to talk to her afterwards, you want to talk, and and as you get older and go through life, one, unfortunately, females get hollered at every single day. They go outside, get catcalled. So even more and more now, it's like they don't want to talk to you. They get push you away. So it makes it even harder for us to even like try to even just approach any random person you see in the street. Because and again, like we have some intentions. I just want to say hi. What's your name? But again, but it's about if we talk about being uncomfortable, like I feel like as a man, that's that's your like a slime ball. You're saying, but it's like the very most uncomfortable thing to say, just to be like, just I see somebody that you find attractive or think about it, just let me just, hey, you want to get a cup of tea? Like you just say those simple words and just being taken in whatever different direction it might go,
Yeah. I was never that person. I was never the approaching type of person. I would just get, I don't know if lucky is the word, man. I would just get.
Let me say luck. Damn that.
No, I can't use that word because, if a woman found me attractive, then she would come, if she liked the way I looked or, but when I try to spit game, I can almost say 90% of the time in my 20s, it never worked out that way. The only I knew one person in my life that who had je ne sais quoi. He could just go up to anybody. It was Josh.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Josh he had something that I'm like, this man is he could sell water to a whale at half price on a Wednesday. Like this is how good he was. And I never asked him about it. Like I never had like, how can you just do that? I just watched him and I'm like, this is crazy.
I think crazy. I always felt that because Josh was always extremely confident in himself, just like Jerry. Jerry was amazing.
Yeah, Jerry.
I've learned from Jerry and DJ.
And Rod too.
Oh yeah. Rod
was a slouch.
Yeah, absolutely, Rod. If I want to talk to you, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you. I didn't always start that way, but
they go back to the 20s.
Yeah,
I have a little more confidence, but
yeah,
when we were young, you're like, damn.
I had back then I had more of Harper's experience where some girls are like, hey, hi, how you doing? And they tell you, I like you. I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, sure.
And other than that, I would have never thought you would have been interested in me if you didn't say, hey, how you doing?
Right.
Right. Oh yeah, hey, how you doing?
No one wanted me, gentlemen. I'm sorry. I did not have experiences.
I don't believe you.
Far between.
He said that his wife's behind him. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. He kept looking over his shoulder like, all right, baby, all right.
Oh my goodness.
But right. I think it is. When I was that young, I didn't have as much gumption, and I didn't have as much so much of a free spirit. But I will say, and I think it's true, that the older you get, the less you care. whether it's about someone's reactions or you can go up to someone right now and be like, hey, you look fly. We doing this? Like, and if it's no, you're like, okay, take care. And you can walk away. You know what I mean? Like before, a no was everything.
You felt
what I'm saying?
that.
If someone said no after you gave your best shot,
it's like
there was no. Okay, so back in the day, if I could say this, there was no shoot your shot. You only get one shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you get and when you come out and you're shooting it, it's like Dragon Ball Z. Like you're winding up to get everything you got.
Get that confidence build up.
And if it falls, you're thinking about it. You're ordering another Smirnoff Ice. You're drinking that sweet crap, and now your brain's starting like, well, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Like, now you're going home with that. You're sulking with that.
Yes.
You're holding that. That's terrible.
Yeah. That's
which only makes your insecurity rise. You know, if you're someone like me, you know, I can't speak for all men, but my insecurities going up based off of one no.
Yeah.
it's
And it's crazy.
It's like that, yeah, man. It's funny too. Like I remember, so again, I was probably in my 30s. I knew some bartenders, and I was going. They came to work. You know, I was working on the POS, and you know, like one of the girls, she came in and she was talking about, oh, this guy tried to talk to me outside. She talked to some other female bartenders, and they're like, what? I hate when guys do that. You know. And I'm just there, and you know, again, I was like, I actually asked them, I'm like, how do you want them to approach you though?
Yeah.
You know, like if they don't stop you in the middle of the street and say, hey, I think you're cute. You know? Yeah, you know, but they gave me the wildest answer. They was like, oh, he got to come approach me at work or something. So now I'm like, wait. You want him to stalk you to your job? He doesn't know you. But they was adamant about it. And I was just like, you know, I'm going to finish this computer work and go home. But I was like, this is why I am single and I can't meet no one. Because I ain't trying to stalk nobody. Right. I'm 6'4". Yeah. Hey, 5'5" lady, where you going? I'm coming too.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
In jail so fast.
Immediately. You breathe wrong. Assault. You are in jail. You were under the jail. Like if
exactly. Yeah.
You know, we fit the criteria of everything over at this point. Like,
I'm gonna give you my number. Hold on, it's 911. Like,
exactly.
And I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm like, you're right. I was wrong. You're right. I'm trying to follow you to work to talk to you. You're right.
I'm not doing that.
I didn't handle rejection well when I was younger. I suppressed it. You know, I didn't act on it. I suppressed it. And then when I went home, I psychoanalyzed myself and be like, dang, well, all right, well then how could I have made it right? Like I've done everything right. Like how could I have done something better?
Yeah.
And then when you can't come up with the answers, you start feeling like, it's not her. It's clearly me. You know, it's something that I did or did not do.
Yeah.
But then when you meet people like Josh and Rod and Jerry and you see, like I used to come to New York when I lived in Connecticut. I used to come to New York almost every other weekend. It seemed like we used to kick it, all of us, Brian, Jay, like we all used to kick it. And I would just see how these dudes would react. And I'm just like, this must be a New York thing. It has to be a New York swag. And this is why I'm not privy to it. Because these dudes just walk to people and be like, yo, what's going on? Are you still over there? Girl, give me your number. Let me just... I'm like, what? How did that work? You know? But you know, after all is said and done, you know, it now, if I wasn't married, I would have no care in the world of who looked at me which way and how. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I care about my wife and my child, but I don't care about who else is looking at now. That's not, and I'm not caring about who's giving me points that I still look good for my old age. Like
Mm-hmm.
that don't matter to me at you know, at this point in my life. Now, in my 20s, that's all I cared about.
Yeah.
You know?
Image.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
all I
about,
yeah, because you're young enough to know that image is everything at that point, right?
yeah. Yeah.
And if you can't build on that image, if you can't bring something of sustenance to it, then you're nothing. But if you start with your image, then the gates can be open, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that I stayed handsome enough for someone to understand that and someone to be like, oh, I want him, you know.
I mean, that's the thing. Everyone has their own preferences, man. You know, and I went through the same thing you went through. You know, when I was younger, and I just, like I said, I saw the Jerrys and the Joshes and them do their thing and take it like, okay, and they moved on to the next girl, like right next to them. Yo, what's up?
Yeah, crazy, ridiculous.
And they'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm down. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
mouth open, like, this really just happened?
Yeah. It's
and girl
crazy.
A wasn't mad at girl B, and girl B got to go with man A, and I'm like, what?
It was crazy. I'm like, wow, that's wild. For me, I've always been like, I can't, I'm not open to talk to a bunch of people. One, I don't do that. I don't talk to a bunch of people. And two, I don't talk to just anybody. So I'd rather get to know you and then kind of see what you're about and then move from there. And I've had my experiences where I didn't do that, and that was not the best experience. Probably the worst relationship I've ever had. And I'm still suffering from that. But at the same token, you live and you learn, and there's different politics as to what certain women may want and what they don't want, and vice versa. What we prefer and what we don't want to have. Some guys are like, oh, if she comes after me, I don't like that. And other guys are like, I only want girls who come after me. You know, it's a very big difference. For me, if I just have to be into you, I don't really care how it happened. You know, I'm not interested in how we met. But if I don't know you, and I want to get to know you, you'll know. I will make that pretty clear. I think you'll know from jump. But it's very rare. It's a big rarity. But I also think that because I tend to have a lot of attention, you know, and some girls are like, oh, he has a lot of girls, or he might be a playboy or something like that. I'm not talking to these people. I'm not sleeping with these people. I'm not involved.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
I know. It's just assumed automatically, you know. And like I said, I stay very much so to myself. You know, I've had my celibacy runs. You know, like I'm very chill. Like, you know, I'm very laid back. But because of the idea of it, once again, the male-female politics, women assume, oh, there's mad girls that's talking to him and around him, and he's a singer, and he does this, he does that. You know, I won't talk to him. He's probably a player. You know, I'll probably get hurt. And I've gotten that before. You know,
well, that's the same. I mean, you know, not to be sexist, but that's the same thing that we think of when we go to a club and we see bottle service girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know they're in here for a reason, and they probably pick some of the best looking girls to do bottle service because they know they're going to bring the people in. And now, me being insecure, I'm not going to talk to a bottle service girl. Like, you know what I mean? I know that she probably talked to 1,000 men that look better than me, got more money than me, like 10 times all this stuff. Why would I even waste my breath and my time and energy?
But that's the thing. If you might just be the one. You know?
That is the human nature of assuming, right?
Yeah.
Like our nature is being like, nah, I'm out of her league in this way and in that way. You can be secure in yourself, but still be realistic. It's like being at a poker table. You know what I'm saying? You have an ace and a 5. Now, there's other people at that poker table that may have an ace, but if 5 is the card that you got, you can assume or you can bet that they probably have a card higher than a 5. You know what I'm saying? Or if you had an ace and a 2, you absolutely you can put money on it that someone probably has another ace and a higher card than a 2. You know, and that's there's some safe assumptions, and then there's ones that are like, you know, irrational. And I guess the you know, for us to figure out is life.
But that's the thing. It's all preference related. You know, if a lot of the girls that I've dated they were like, I'm their first black guy that they've ever dated. Okay. What made me unique about dating me as their first black guy compared to, whatever their preferences was or used to be. And we were, really serious in a serious relationship.
I'll be honest, I didn't even have a preference. I just wanted someone cute to like me back. Like that's who I was.
That was so hard to find.
Yeah, that's listen, I kept it simple. I was like, yo, if you like me and I like you, let's start from there.
Right.
Because I'm going to school still, I'm in college. I'm doing all this stuff. Yeah, I didn't have my level wasn't up here. Like it was about halfway. I didn't know my worth or my value until later on than that. I didn't know my value until me being in my 30s, and I'm like, oh shoot, I settled for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have did better than that. But yeah, man. But now, I think as I'm older now, like I said, I'm 42. I don't care about a lot of those things that I cared about before. Mm-hmm. I don't even care about hurting people's feelings. Like I care about before. Mm-hmm. Like I used to tiptoe around and be like, "Sir, excuse me, sir." No, I don't. Look, bro, if you're not in, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. We getting older, man. I don't got the time to sit here and play games. I don't have the time to try for you to figure out if you want to be involved with me or not, or what's up, because I got to keep it moving. I have other things that are happening, and
at the end of the day, yeah,
and when you're in the wrong relationship where someone's either bringing you back and forth into this stupid loop or not confirming whether you're together or not, that is stressful, and it affects your personal life, your career, your focus. That is not cool. That's not cool. That's not something that should be done. And I think that's incredibly disrespectful to the other person who's saying, what's up? Are we doing this? Yes or no? So as a man, I'm like, nope, I'm done. I can't do this no more. I'm out. Mm-hmm. I can't. If you're playing games, I can't do this. I can't. If I like you a lot and you don't like me back that way, and you still want to hang out, that's not a good idea. That doesn't make sense to me. That's not good for me.
We're both wasting our time and effort and energy.
Exactly. Optically, it looks crazy. If the next person who likes me sees me with you all the time, and we're not even dating or hanging out like that, what am I doing? This is bringing down my success rate of meeting someone I might want to be with.
Right.
Radically. Like, it doesn't make sense. There's nothing worse than spending time and talking to somebody and for the night that you're out one day as a single guy, and then things don't move in the direction that you wanted, or maybe it doesn't. You don't even get the person's information, or you don't hang out ever again. That was a waste of time. You could have talked to the other people who you were also possibly interested in that may have actually responded to you in a way that would have been optimal, for you in that night. You don't know. You're always taking that shot, but at least if you're upfront and like, yeah, I'm not looking for that. Thanks, though. Cool. You got it. And I respect it 1,000,000%. Maybe I'm like, you got the wrong impression. I'm not that kind of dude. I'm just want to let you know your pants are on fire. Like I just want to let you know. That's happened. I was like, yo, she's like, I don't want to talk to you. I was like, that's fine. I said, but your wallet's on the floor. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, no, that girl's calling you over there. Let me pick this one.
Exactly.
Just put this in my pocket and go about your business.
Yeah, I ain't come to talk to you. I just wanted to let you know your wallet is literally on the floor. Your stuff is on the ground. Like, oh, thank you. No problem. Just letting you know.
So now I want to flip it and reverse it. When we talk about not having confidence and being uncomfortable. Now I want to talk about overconfidence and being super comfortable. Maybe not us per se, but I mean, I want to say I've dabbled in it. But we're going to talk about online dating.
Oh wow!
What'd you say?
Online dating. Like the dating app.
That's where I met my wife at.
Saying so, because we us talking about how hard it was for us to approach people. So now with the advent of that changed the world for people like me.
Man,
So because even like I said, I went to Howard University, right? HU, down in DC. I moved back to New York in 2005, right? So nobody I knew from high school went to Howard. you know. And like so, friend wise, like I said, my friends like junior high, who I grew up with on the block, you know. So now I come back and it's like really like my boy Paul, my boy Shay, and like you know, that's about it, you know. Because like MySpace is the thing back in 05.
Oh yeah,
Right.
You know, and I'm like, but I wasn't like I was never like really into it like that, you know. I had Facebook, but again, that's still college, you know. So I had my college friends, but again, nobody. I went to Howard and fun. I didn't make any friends with anybody from New York. I made friends with everybody who lives everywhere else in the country and the world. You know, so I was so I'm back in New York in like 05, and you know, like I didn't have a job when I came back, lined up nothing. I had to search. I was on Craigslist. I was on Craigslist, and like I got my first got the job over Craigslist, you know, and then of course, well, they don't have it anymore, but back then they had to well, women for men, you know.
Oh yeah,
people put the post, you know, like hey, I'm XY woman looking to meet this man, da da da, you know. But it's still 05. You know, internet's still relatively new, and everybody's like, don't meet nobody online, you will get kidnapped and shot,
chopped up.
Exactly. You know, but I was saying, I'm 6'4", I'm taking advantage of my size.
No doubt.
You saying like you got to get me in that van somehow. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I meet people. I started being replying to stuff on Craigslist. I have friends to this day that from 05 to this day I met online, and we are great friends. And you know, and yeah, I met then. You know, and then obviously as the dating app started rolling in, I was okay, you know. But but now, like let's fast forward to like you know. Like again, we talk about like the women that I would see and we wouldn't talk to. Now they're all on Instagram, you know. And now anybody in the moms just go, like I said, slide up in the DMs and be like, "Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo," you know. And like it's very interesting to see like you know like the younger generation because again like us, like I said, we just talked about it. Us not wanting to talk to somebody that we had seen in the street, you know, and worrying about that and that one no, you know. Whereas now. Is that like the young generation again? This so like again, I've dabbled in, I've done it. You know, just go online and talk to somebody. You know, I could send 50 messages. You know, to 50 different people, and then like, I get a no back. It don't matter. That's just like cool. Block.
Yeah, exactly. No don't mean no. No mean next.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, in this day and like you know, in this day and age, it don't matter.
Yeah, So so it's like think about. So I think about us having this conversation now. You know, like I think about. Somebody like again, 20-year-olds, like if they 20-year-olds right now, people that are 20 years younger than us right now. I wish we had like 3 of them on the window next to us.
Right.
And like, yeah, how do you approach a girl? And you're like, oh, I signed her DMs, and you know that would be their response. You know? Like they're not gonna feel uncomfortable if they'd have all the confidence and all of the saying like I'm ready to talk to this girl and she don't respond back, she's dumb, and you know, and all the crazy shit they probably say.
Well,
you
media,
know, it's so
social media took people and made them versions of themselves in which they may not have been ready for, or
exist.
Huh?
Versions of themselves that don't exist.
Yes. And so, I don't know if it was you or Cash that told me to watch that anime called The Night World. It was you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched it in its entirety. I binge watched it, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
But that is what people do, especially with social media. They forget to eat. They forget to drink. They forget all this stuff is just packed online, and social media allows you. It allows you and boosts you up, boosts your ego up, boosts your confidence up, boosts it until it tears you down to be somebody that you've always wanted to be. To have an attitude that you've always wanted to have, you know what I mean? And you can be a ghost. You can literally be a ghost until it's time for you to arrive. You know, I met my wife on Tinder, and I love telling this story because it's true and it's funny. But when I swiped right on her, she had already swiped right on me. So with Tinder, it says, "Yeah, you're already a match." It said. So I was like, oh, now that gave me a little bit of confidence going in because now I'm like, oh, she swiped on me first. Right, you're right. It's funny, but it's true too because now when I went into the conversation, I had a little swag with me. You know, like not so much where I'm like, you know, overdoing it, but like, hey, you know, how you doing? And now I had a little bit of confidence going in there, which, you know, I you know, I don't know if I needed it or not, but it did help. And it made me feel like, yeah, this is, and then And then, you still have to deal with the reality of getting off the
Oh
internet,
yeah,
of getting off social media,
Yeah.
and then seeing how that works out in real life.
Yep. Yeah, and it's funny too, because you could talk to them online all the time. My wife watches these dating shows. There's one of them. There's one that's just on. I don't know the name, but it was that situation where these people were online talking dated for like years, but like never met in person.
Oh,
and then now it's finally just have them meet in person. Like they have them staying in the house, everybody met in person, and like I said, it's one thing to talk to somebody online. This is my one friend. I met her on Particular Painted Fish. So we talked online. It was good talk, everything.
Yeah.
That we finally met in person, and I was like, we're just gonna be friends. There's no chemistry. Like all the online chemistry, all that talking, finally met in person. It was just kind of boring.
Well, I remember because Josh put me on to that. He put me on to Plenty of Fish, and you could see who you talking to.
Yeah. Like I knew what she looked like. She knew what I looked like. Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just that. But when we finally met in person, like
it wasn't that.
Nothing there. It was just regular. Hey.
Hey, right.
I'm like, where's all those conversations you was talking? And
now it's nothing.
Yep. Again, we're still friends. We're great friends now. Love her.
Yeah.
But it was God. Like it was just like it just had the date end. It was like that boring.
It happens. Man, I've been there. I think it was Plenty of Fish for me. This is, oh my God, this is like 18 years ago, or not long ago.
It was still up. Look.
It was new. It was yeah. I think it is. I think so. I'm very anti. What happened? What did you say?
No.
Shoot, man. I'm very anti dating app, personally, and not because I don't think they work or anything like that. It's just it's two things. Every person that you meet, they don't want to hear hi or hey or hello. So you're supposed to like say something unique or new to every single person that you come across on this app. Yeah, pretty much,
Yeah, templates.
Yeah, you copy paste and you got to say something cool and you don't want to sound stupid. And some people don't want the line. Some people do want the line. Some people want you to be original. Plenty of Fish used to have the whole, you got to have multiple, you have to have a certain amount of lines of length within like your post to them. And then you also have to not be looking for certain things in your profile. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That was just never my thing. People kind of always told me to try it out. And that's what I did back in the day. And I popped back on it recently, maybe like a year or so ago. But my whole thing is I can't get but so far emotionally with somebody through messaging. We have to at the very least be speaking on the phone.
Yeah, but that's because you're a sapiosexual. Like you need to actually speak with someone intelligent, and then from there you can form some kind of something. Yeah. I'm the same way. Like I need to know if you have a brain.
Yeah.
I need to know if your brain works and if it functions at a high level.
Yeah.
And then and only then, like I need to detach. If we never had sex again, can we still have a conversation? Mm-hmm. If you never cooked another meal because you lost your arms, can we still talk? You know what I mean? Like those things are big in my life right now. And so I know, and without a shadow of a doubt, like my wife, she can hold it. She's a teacher, but she's also brilliant. So I know that if they took everything away from us, we could talk and we can laugh and we can sing and we can joke. You know what I mean? Because that is what our relationship developed on. But I feel you. I definitely feel you.
If you lost both arms, they can't cook.
Yeah, good thing I can cook. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, I gotta step up.
That one, hold on.
Because in all honesty, that's exactly why my first real relationship, I feel, this person was my best friend first. I mean, we liked each other. I liked her, and she never showed that she liked me until later on. But we were best friends, and so we could talk about anything and everything. You want to be around that person as much as humanly possible. And you know that regardless of whatever happens, this is your person. This is your, you think about this person nonstop, constantly, every day. And so when you experience that, you don't want anything less than that. You don't want anything less than having someone who's going to be your partner, because it's the person that you're going to be with for life. Like this is that person. And shout out to Dre once again. During COVID, he got me this edible cookie, and I was hosting online doing karaoke.
Yo. And oh my gosh,
someone was singing some song I hated. I forgot what it was, and I zoned out. I was gone. I zoned. I went through a whole relationship from beginning, middle, and end, and I remember how I felt through every step of that of this relationship. And every emotion and meeting the person and being in love and in everything up to the point where we weren't happy and we're fighting and we were older, to the point where at the very end, I remember we're sitting on, I guess in our house, I'm assuming, and with a bunch of grass in this home, and I was unhappy. I was sitting down and I was unhappy. And when I came to, which felt like I went through all these years in this, and when I came to, and the guy barely was, I was like, this song is still on? It was like, it's only been like 30 seconds. And I'm up here dying laughing, like, oh, that's crazy, because I'm fried. But that memory stayed with me forever. Like every bit of that, and making sure you don't choose incorrectly. Don't rush it. Don't push it. Don't just take the first thing that pops up. It's okay to sit there and ask questions. It's okay to have someone who's going to appreciate you, and vice versa, to make sure this is okay. This is a good situation. That really set that and ingrained that in my brain, that one experience. Because I feel like a lot of people are out here on dating apps just looking to be with anybody. And I'm not into that.
Well, I feel like COVID did that a lot. COVID kind of secretly pushed that, because dating apps were big when COVID, like that's all people had, right?
Yeah.
Like you had to date through the apps. A lot of people broke up. A lot of people stayed together. A lot of people stayed together just for COVID. Yeah. Like, you're like, you know what? I know you, you know me. Let's just, figure it out. Yeah, right. No, but I'm serious. Like, they just said, hey, let's figure it out. They didn't stay together because they loved each other. They just stayed together because COVID was taking people out.
Yeah.
But I agree. I agree with you. It's crazy. And I did that. I'm married twice. First one I settled. And this is how you probably shouldn't marry the person you marry. If someone that knows the person likes you and then hooks you up with the person, that's a surefire indicator that you probably shouldn't do nothing with them. That's like me liking a girl and be like, oh man, you know what, Troy, I got this perfect girl for you. Like, wait a minute. I got deep feelings for this girl. Why would I hook you up with her? I know it ain't gonna turn out well. But you know who didn't know? I didn't. And so I went in full flame, like Fantastic Four. Flame on. I went in there, and bumped my head the wrong way. 100% wrong. And so this time around, I waited because I was like, I know what not to do. I may not know all the things to do in a relationship, but I definitely know what not to do. And sometimes knowing what not to do is almost better than knowing what to do. At least you know what mistakes not to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The rest, trial and error, right? You'll make new mistakes along the way. You'll figure out what works for you two, what don't work for you two. And yeah, man. Yeah. So that's.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I want to be in a relationship where you want me, not because I'm a man, you know, but because it's me, it's Troy, but my personality, what I am. Just like I want you because it's you, and it's, you know, no one else can do the things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that to me is what makes it a unique or a special relationship. I felt like I've dated people or met people on these apps, and it's like they just looking for anything, and they're like, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, "Well, you know, honestly, nothing." You know, I said I'm looking to see if I mesh with somebody to want to even entertain moving forward with this, because I'm not necessarily looking. I'm happy where I'm at right now. I'm happy in life, what I'm doing. Like, so I'm not like, I'm not coming from a place of lack. I'm not coming from a place of loneliness. I'm happy. I'm doing just fine, you know. But I want someone who I'm like, wow, I want to talk to you. You are something special. You are something unique. I need to know what's up with you. That is what I'm looking for. Someone who catches my eye. And some girls didn't like that. They're like, why are you on this app? Why are you doing this? And I'm like, you asked me the question. I told you what was up. I'm not here to waste your time, and you're not here to waste mine. So my goal is to let you know what I'm looking for. I'm on here because I just wanted to see what it had to offer. And if it doesn't have nothing to offer, then I'm off. And I haven't been on the app in, I don't know, it was, like I said, over a year, maybe a year and a half, a little longer. Half the time I forgot about it, or I was in the middle of conversations and I kind of wanted to see how things would follow up. But I just felt like it was more so I got to sell myself to people who have all these people trying to sell themselves to them. I have to say all the right things in the right string of times and hit them at the right time. Some girls were upset because I didn't hit them back like
timing is key. Timing is definitely key.
You know,
in every app, from Hitch to Tinder to Bumble, to timing is key.
Yeah. And for me, I'm like, this doesn't work for me. My timing is not for me to, you know, I'm working. I'm hosting events. I was recording. I was moving. I was buying a house. I'm working on 2 applications. I was doing all these things. I'm like, my career comes first until it is proven that I should focus on you and slow down what I'm working on for myself and my family at this point. That would benefit this person too, before I'm going to sit there and give you priority as if you deserve it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get back to you as soon as I can. I'm gonna try to be as available as I can. But at the same token, I have other important things going on. I'm not your regular guy who is not ambitious or is not driven. I have multiple things that I'm doing. I was working from 9 to 6 and then hosting events with Yank until 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock to go back work the next day, just to work on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing 4 or 5 events a week.
Yeah.
You know, I was the IT director of a company that kept having issues that I had to be there till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, if I'm spending time with you, this is a big deal. If I'm reaching out to you, it's a big deal. And that's okay for me to say that, because this is how I'm, you know, this is my life. And if I'm bringing you into my life just as much as you're bringing me into yours, I'm not here to disrespect you either. I tell you exactly what's up. I tell you what's going on with me, and we move forward. But some people were like, oh, you didn't get back to me. If you really cared, you would message me sooner. I have a catastrophic failure at work. I've only slept for less than an hour. I did reach out to you literally the next day, the moment I had a minute. But you want me to quit my job to spend time, you know, to message you in the middle of catastrophic failure where there's 100 people in here looking for direction? No, it doesn't work that way. I am not that guy for you. You need to find yourself a regular dude with a ton of free time on his hands to dote on you all day and all night, because that can't be me. And that's not me. I'm not able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I have other things I have to get done. I'm a man that has things that must be accomplished and responsibilities that have to be done. And I want to let you, you know, understand that I got things to get done. I got things to do. And this is what's already in motion.
Mm-hmm.
But the people I've dated, they'll let you know, like, I prioritize those people because I care about them. I will make all the time in the universe for them. Whenever they need me, I'll stop what I'm doing and be like, I'm right there. What you need, I got you. You know, that's never an issue for me. But it has to be earned. You know, it has to, and we have to get to that place. I just don't give it out freely, you know, to anybody at random anymore, because I paid that price where I slowed down all my own career moves to focus on a relationship that doesn't exist today. You know, so.
Well, you know, what else doesn't exist today is more time for the Litt Room. I have to be out of here. I got to tend to my family.
Yeah.
But I look forward, if this is going to be our new day, I look forward to definitely coming up with new ideas, and of course running it through the crew.
Yeah.
We should definitely, can't wait till next week when we can do it again. Once again, Harper Soul, Blue Sky is out, so Spotify, YouTube, the song is already out. Dre hit me up while we were here. He loves it. So if you listen to it, guys, please check it out. If you just check it out one time, it's called Blue Sky, and it's under Harper Soul.
I'm about to listen to it right now.
Yeah, everywhere music is right now. So it just came out. Let me know what you think, and I'm gonna sign off for now, guys.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Oh, and congratulations, man! Heck yeah!
Thank you. I'll be on tonight. I'll be playing the games tonight, but for right now, I'm gonna go hang out with this family. All right.
All right.
All right. Be safe, guys.
It's always a pleasure. I will see y'all.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Later.